Hello, everybody. Erin is not here. Cruella is here today. What's going on? How y'all doing? Oh, man. Happy Monday. I am very excited. Look at the gloves. I don't know how long they're going to stay on because I can't type and like move stuff, but it's fine. Oh, thanks, guys, for all the compliments. I appreciate you so much. Is it weird seeing me with hair? Is anybody else like, ma'am? Oh, you can see my. Thank you so much. I am very excited. I love Halloween, although it's been a rough 24 hours, actually longer than that, but we're going to have some fun tonight. And yeah, so if you're brand new to my channel, what a live stream to join. If you are brand new to my channel, my name is Erin Bees. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran. I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. Every year, I do at least one. I did several last year, but I only am doing this one this year, where I dress in my Halloween costume and I react to MLM content. So that's what we're going to do today. And thank you guys for all of your compliments. I appreciate you so much. And if you would like the stream, that would be awesome. If you haven't subscribed and you would like to, that would be cool if you would do that as well. And yeah, this lip color, because I know you guys are going to ask, is by NYX, and it's the NYX Lip Lingerie XXL, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it's their red shade. So are we ready to have some fun? Also, I am not going to be doing any sound effects or any of that stuff because it's just too hard to navigate all of that with my gloves on, and I want to keep them on as long as possible. So bear with me, and I will make sure that I welcome new members and those types of things, but I'm not going to do any sound effects right now. Just, it's a little bit difficult, but can we talk about these gloves? Girl. Yeah, the XXL line is very good. And so this is going to be fun to get off later, but it's fun now. Yeah, I went full on. Now, do I have my Nike slides on my feet right now? I do. Yeah, I do, because that's how I roll. But anyways. Oh, what are you guys going to be for Halloween? If you're dressing up, if that's something that you celebrate, and if not, that's cool too. But what are you going to be going as for Halloween? Thanks, everybody. Avery Joe, thank you so much. Yeah, this I will not be hanging on to for very long. The goal this year is to not scare the children, the small ones that come to the door trick-or-treating, because last year I was Maleficent and I scared a lot of the kids. They were like, so the goal is to not scare them, but fully embrace the Disney villain role. Your grandson is Spider-Man. How fun. Wonder Woman? That's cool. Oh god, Hocus Pocus costumes? Yes, please. Renaissance Fair? That's awesome. Oh, okay, Marie. That sounds not fun. I didn't dress up, but I did my nails. Love that. I don't celebrate, but I love your costume. Very cool. Thank you so much. Totally cool that you don't celebrate. I'm gonna wear antennae, moth wings, moth shoes. Love it. I'm not dressing up, but I'll be enjoying my work's Halloween party out tomorrow afternoon. You may hear a little background noise here in just a second because my husband is doing something outside and bringing the trash cans, and they're right on the other side. If you heard that, I apologize. All right, so I am going to start the video. Let me start the disclaimer. Hang on one second. Okay, disclaimer is out of the way. Now we can really have some fun. So this is a team within Pruvit. It is not the Empire. This is, I don't even know how the downline arrangement is anymore, because in my opinion, I do think that people are moved around. That's just my opinion. I will be spilling some tea. Everything that I talk about, even though I just played a disclaimer, is my opinion. And, you know, yeah. So here we go. Everybody get ready. This is going to be probably a little bit of a longer live stream than I've been doing, but let's do it.
Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, I got a weird lip filter. We're just going to roll with it. Hey, guys, my name is Christina Figueroa. I'm an independent promoter with the company Pruvit. I'm so excited to be here. I know that Tuesdays are our power hours. We're going to do things a little bit differently this week because I feel like before we can ask you guys to take action, we need to really anchor in on your why you're here, why this company, why this opportunity, why now. And I feel like oftentimes, if we don't have an intention behind our actions, if we don't have a purpose, if we're not purpose driven, it's like getting into a car with no destination in mind and you're just driving aimlessly, right? You might enjoy the cruise, you might enjoy the ride, you might listen to some tunes, roll down your windows, get some breeze, but then you're gonna you're gonna end up right back in your driveway or in your garage. So for me, I think it's really important, especially in business, when you're showing up every day and you have your GMOs and you have your action.
I'm going to pause that real quick. The only reason that these people want to know their team members' whys is so that they can manipulate them to get back to work. When speaking from being in a multi-level marketing company myself in the past, when you know that somebody is wanting to make extra money, whatever that looks like for them, and they're starting to question what's going on, it's very simple, in my opinion, to manipulate that person back into working by using their why against them. If they're wanting to make extra money because they have these things that they want to do with their kids, and it's paying for, or they're hoping that it pays for extra activities, those types of things, it's very easy for that leader to say, oh, well, you still want to pay for X, Y, and Z for your kids. That's still important to you, right? That's the only reason that they spend so much time on, a why that makes you cry and things of that nature. It's so that they can manipulate people back into working. It's really gross.
That you're taking, we always need to go back to intention. Like, what is the intention behind every single action that we take? And so I think that, do you guys know how to turn off the filter? Because I feel like this is so silly in my lips. Let me know. But I feel like it's so important to hone in on our why. And it's not motivation that we're seeking, it's inspiration, right? And so hearing stories, especially when we went to the Pacific Northwest event last weekend, and what was so crazy was that we got split up into these groups.
Oh, they always split up into groups. Also, I forgot to mention this, and I need to give credit where it's due. This video was shared with me from DC, so thank you, DC, for sending this video. I've been waiting for the right time to react to it, and I thought, Cruella, let's do this thing. So thank you, DC. I appreciate you.
And I was in group 11, I believe. And so I was the COC of that group, making sure everyone stood on time, because you know how we like to babble. I had to make sure everyone was staying under the 90 seconds of telling their Pruvit story. And I got to hear such incredible stories, you guys. And it just...
Thank you guys for all of the compliments. I appreciate you. Surprise, I'm Cruella this year. I was going to be Ursula, but I mixed it up.
Made me realize, like, we oftentimes talk to the same people and we know their story, and we share their stories, but it's like the more we can collect stories, the more we realize there's so much success here on so many different levels, whether it's with a product and people having incredible success with that, whether it's with the business, whether it's the community, you guys. And the stories that I heard that were, I think, the most impactful was the community, especially coming out of COVID, when we were all very much hermits, stuck in our own houses, like retreating, coming back as a community and feeling like you belong and that you could be your weird self, and you have this incredible community that's going to love on you exactly for who you...
Stop it. Stop with the love on you stuff. It's conditional and it's transactional based because the second that you decide, I'm not going to do this or this doesn't feel right, you get exiled from these teams, from this company. I've seen it firsthand. That's exactly what happens. And I know many of you have had experiences in multi-level marketing that were the same. So this ploy, if you will, of, oh, it's the community, it's this, and it's like, that's all transactional. So no, thank you.
You are and not expect you to be perfect. So I think that that's something that we're gonna channel today is getting rid of the perfections, you guys. Even this filter, this is crazy. We're just gonna say F it. We're gonna throw perfection out the window.
What filter is crazy? I mean, I'm dressed as Cruella. That's pretty crazy.
And if you guys know me, I'm very much like a perfectionist. Like for me, I think of like, what's the level that AI can do this at? And that's my bar to reach. Okay. So I constantly have unrealistic expectations of myself and everyone in my life, and I'm working on it. And so today I really just want to hit it from a different side of like, let's focus on inspiration and truly dig deep into a why by hearing an incredible story, you guys.
But why do you need to motivate people? If it's their own business and they have time freedom and they can, do what they want when they want to do it, those types of things, why do you have to motivate them? Oh, I know, because if you don't motivate them and if you don't use mindset training and if you don't try to inspire them, they're not going to contribute to your paycheck. Like, come on, Christina, stop it.
And then we're going to end the call with call to action. So
Did she
first
even
and
drink
foremost, I want to make
anything?
sure Kendra's here. Is Kendra here? Can you
Yes,
type in the
Kendra.
chat if you're
Kendra,
here?
what's up?
I'm here.
Here. Okay.
Mm.
So I wanted to introduce you and edify you, as Brian James has talked about edification right before we have a speaker.
Before she gets into that, it's fascinating to me how there have been people that were a part of Pruvit when I started in 2017 that disappeared. All of a sudden they were gone and gone for many years. And then all of a sudden they're now making an appearance back within Pruvit. My question for you guys is, do you think that they were collecting a check off of their teams all that time? Because I do. But we'll dive into that in a little while.
We want to introduce the speaker ahead of time. And so I know there's a lot of you guys that are new here that might not know who Kendra was and is. And she was on call yesterday, right? And we had...
Yeah, and why don't people know who Kendra is? Because she was gone for like 2 years. Granted, if somebody is going through something in their life and, let's say that they're struggling with mental health or something along those lines, I get it. But the problem is, or I don't even want to say the problem. My question is, was Kendra collecting the check over the last 2 years while she just up and disappeared from social media and everybody? Because that doesn't seem very ethical. Although we are talking about multi-level marketing companies, so expecting ethical behavior, I think, bold of me.
A really cool moment of adaptability and just being like fully honest. She wanted to jump back in and she had a moment of, just not knowing how to move forward, which is totally okay, you guys. It's kind of like you don't know how to jump back in. Like oftentimes you might need some help and assistance, and we have an amazing team. And Abigail, thank God, she was able to get on and say a prayer over us, which I really appreciated. And she pulled out a training out of like literally thin air, which was so incredible. So
was the training on mindset? Was the training on showing up consistently every day? Was that the training? Because I bet it was.
With that, I really want to talk about how incredible of a journey that Kendra had. And I wanted to interview her and ask questions because I want you guys to pull from her story, because it's literally unlike anything that you are going to see here with Pruvit. Okay.
What?
So Kendra and I go way back, literally probably 6.5 years ago at this point. So Kendra came into my life when I just, started Pruvit, and I could tell that her energy was completely different from what I've experience with anyone else. She was very much enthusiastic. She had a vision, a drive, and she had this incredible gift to be able to inspire people with insane vision and then build a level of belief in them in order for them to lead themselves to insane milestones and accolades. Okay.
What? Build the belief in them. What is this hair doing? Okay, there it is. Sorry. I know I'm like fixing this a lot, but this is weird for me to have hair. So it is what it is. They always talk about building belief in other people until they believe in themselves. And then, just lead and do your thing. But it's kind of like that doesn't happen in Pruvit. They don't want, in my opinion, people to lead. They want people that are going to show up on the calls, show up to the events, spend the money, order the new products. That's what they're really looking for. And I don't feel like that is the definition of a leader. So it's interesting to hear this. It's the same kind of language that I heard. And if you were a part of Pruvit, this is the same language that you probably heard. I definitely heard it at events. I definitely heard it from Brian Underwood. We're going to talk about him shortly. Yuck is all I'm going to say right now. So, yeah.
So a little bit of a background, you guys, a little bit of statistics. Kendra is a legend here with Pruvit, which is an incredible milestone. Not only that, but in our entire company, okay, I'm just going to toot your horn here and brag on you a little bit, but in our entire company, she has an organization that no one else has, like
Really?
no one else has, and she has built it organically.
Organically, you say? So did Brian Underwood move anybody under Kendra for being part of the inner circle? We'll talk about that a little bit later, but
by being who she is and pulling from her vision and inspiration, she has been able to build an insanely massive business, hundreds of thousands of people in her organization. And not only that, these are people that are themselves have borrowed enough of her belief in them in order to step into more of who they are and their own leadership skills and abilities. She's got an amazing, like, layered leadership in her business. And it's really cool because oftentimes, in the network market,
I think on the back of the wall, it says legend. I think the round thing is Pruvit, the Pruvit logo. And then I think it says legend. So, thank you so much for this, Lauren. I appreciate the super chat. Aaron, do you know Kendra? Yes, I do. Any backstory there? When I joined Pruvit, Kendra was one of the people that was part of Brian Underwood's inner circle. So she did a lot of training. She did a lot of teaching, on stage at events, during Zooms and company calls and stuff like that. So she was very much a part of the, I want to say, the leadership of the company. And then all of a sudden she was just gone. And there's been several people that all of a sudden were just gone. And I'm wondering if there's a pattern here. So we have Kendra that left, but more than likely, in my opinion, not stating that as a fact, probably was collecting that check for those 2 years or whatnot. She mentioned Brian Von James. Brian Von James. He was gone all of a sudden. Probably was still collecting the check. And it's interesting because a lot of these people, and maybe it's coincidence, but a lot of these people are coming back after the passing of Jesse Lee. And I find that fascinating. I'm not really sure why, but it's just interesting how all of this is starting to reveal itself. And I'm watching for a pattern. I guess that's the best way to say that. So Lauren, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Also, happy birthday, Alexis. I hope you have a great birthday. That's very exciting.
Marketing space, I've seen a lot of people come in and try to be a watered down version of their upline and literally dress like them, talk like them, be like them. And I never saw that with Kendra's organization. I saw her build up people in a way that inspired them to be more of who they are, to believe in themselves, to go after what they want. And I think that's an incredible skill set that you have, Kendra. And that's why I wanted to interview you and talk about that, because we can pull from that and implement that into our own businesses, and truly to be able to inspire people to see a bigger vision, to work together as a team, but to also build belief within people so that they can lead themselves and stepping into more of who God created them to be and more who they're meant to be, as opposed.
God did not create people to be a part of MLM. Your higher power, whatever it is that you believe in, did not make it your purpose to be a part of a multi-level marketing company. That is just a tactic that many of these people use to try and manipulate people that have the same spiritual or religious beliefs to keep working. That's what it always comes down to.
To clone cookie cutter version of someone else. So Candace accomplished incredible things in this business, besides making millions and millions and millions of dollars and having this amazing structured business and organization filled with leadership that no one in this company has. I wanted you to take
that nobody has. I bet Michael Rutherford did. Did as in past tense. I bet Michael Rutherford did have a bunch of leaders under him. He's also somebody that is just gone from the company. There was a lawsuit between him, well, his LLC, and Pruvit. Brian Underwood was like, hey, I'm the person that's owed this money, so I'm going to insert myself into this lawsuit. Of course, they settled. And I'm just wondering if Michael Rutherford is still a part of Pruvit. I bet he's not because of whatever settlement he got. And so again, with the pattern of people that were part of the inner circle that all of a sudden disappeared, it just makes me wonder what is happening within that inner circle. We'll talk about that later, though.
Take a moment and just kind of take us back to your humble beginnings, because they were humble. I remember.
Yes, it is. Not the
so
empire.
just tell me a little bit about how this journey of network marketing started for you. And because I know you were a teacher before this, right? And so just walk us through your journey of what brought you into the network marketing space. And I'm going to try to remove this for you guys.
Can you hear me okay? Okay. In a new space that's a little bit echoey in here, so just tell me if it sounds like strange or whatever. So thank you guys for hopping on tonight. Yeah, it's funny when you bring up humble beginnings, because I'll share that when we got started with Pruvit, it was like I'll never forget the first time the packets came in the mail. You know, I talked to you online. My partner at the time was like, okay, all I want for my birthday is I want these ketones. Like, let's get these ketones. And we didn't even have $100 at that time to like, it was like either the electric bill or this thing that she wanted. And I was like, okay, and we just decided like, okay, this is what we're going to do. So the pink, envelope comes in the mail. We rip it open, drink the drink. And it was like something lit up inside both of us for the first time. And
like a Christmas tree. Because that is a phrase that everybody in Pruvit uses. It lit up my brain like a Christmas tree. God. Oh, man. What am I clicking on? What's happening here? Okay. The gloves are about to come off.
It's wild to like be here now and think of then you saying like channel then, right? The journey was incredible. And it's almost like, does anyone on the call have kids? Raise your hand if you have kids. Raise your hand if you have kids over the age of like 15, 16, 17, 18.
Why do you need to know that unless you're going to manipulate them using tactics manipulating parents? Why do you need to know that? It's none of your business.
Okay, raise your hand if you have kids over the age of 10. So, like your kids get older, right? Like they grow up and it's like all of a sudden they don't need you as much, right? So that's kind of like the progression of the business. And you're talking about like building leadership. Everything happens so fast that, and I'm just going to get real deep and nitty gritty to the heart here because I know.
Yes, let's get into the nitty gritty. By the way, I'm taking this glove off so that I can drink my drink, control the things that I need to. Yeah. Kendra, did you come from another company? Were you a part of another MLM prior to Pruvit? Because if you were, and that's a question that I have, if you guys know, let me know in the comments. But if you were, chances are you probably built really quickly in Pruvit because you brought your team from another company, right? So is it really that shocking that it happened quickly, or did you just get hip to the game faster because you were a part of another MLM? I think we all know the answer to that.
You know what you're like, talk about the good stuff, talk about the main stuff. And like, I will. And it's been an incredible journey. And also there are pieces and parts of us that when we move so fast on a journey, there are pieces and parts of us that can get left behind. So what I want to share is like, yes, the journey was incredible. It still is. It's still providing for my family. And also there have been moments where I've had to, really a lot of moments where I've had to stop and slow down and take my, child self, really my inner child self, and go like, okay, what do you need? Like, what does little me need?
See, and that's, excuse me, that is a conversation that does not need to be had with your team. That's a conversation that you have with your therapist, in my opinion, because I feel like when you get into this inner child things, that's going to bring up a lot of trauma for people. And I feel like the only reason that people in multi-level marketing bring up trauma is because they're looking for other people that have been through similar trauma that they can manipulate in order to make more money. And I don't mean the person that they're manipulating make more money. I mean the upline. And I think that that's really disgusting. I don't think that this has any place in any kind of, this is supposed to be a business training. It's not, because they're 1099 contracted workers, but it's supposed to be a business training. And you're talking about inner child work, and you're talking about motivation, and you're trying to inspire people through telling your story. Where's the business training? Because this is not it.
Because entrepreneur me, excited to do the business me, run me, on the phone all the time. I had 2 phones at one point, like was literally just going, crazy. And like,
The
if you have
privilege.
a vision and you're going for it, like the thing that I can share inspirationally is like, if you connect with that inner child part of you and you really get clear on where it is you want to go, it doesn't matter if your business grows and then declines, or if it grows steady and stable, if it grows fast and then drops and goes, or if it grows steady, stable over time. Like, if you have that vision, you commit to healing your own inner child, your own inner self. Like, that's where I'm at right now.
And that should have been put in a journal or with a conversation with a therapist to unload this on your downline and make it sound like it's some sort of business training, I think is really dangerous. I think that, yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that.
Is giving myself that grace, giving myself that time. And after yesterday, I was like, got off the call, cried for a couple hours, was like, it's new to me because I've been not doing this for 3 years. So the encouragement that I want to share, like, to the new
3 years? So for 3 years, you weren't actively working, but I bet you were collecting that check. I bet you were. Oh my God.
order. I guess let me ask you, like, how many people have been in the business for less than 6 months? Anybody here?
I bet she wants to know this for a very specific reason. People that have been in for 6 months or less have probably not figured it out yet. And when I say figured it out, I mean the fact that you are going to be prompted to spend so much money on ketones, the new flavors, trying to sell trials, going live all the time. I bet she wants to know that for a very specific reason. Let's test the waters here and let's see who we have here. Oh man.
Oh, are you guys raising hands? Can you drop it in the chat so I can see it in the chat?
This, Brandy. This.
That's incredible. Like, awesome. So you have this journey ahead of you, and only you can decide the pace. Only you can decide what your level of belief is going to be, and only you can decide whether or not something comes and gets in your way, and if it's going to take you out of the game, if it's going to take you out of, because I'll be honest, like, this level of life stuff, stress stuff, internal stuff, right? I'm like, I could really just keep hiding. I could really just keep hiding, right? I could let the depression win. I could let the stress, I could let the overwhelm,
See, that's not okay. there are people that struggle with depression and anxiety and all kinds of mental health challenges. And what she's doing here, and what I don't know if she's doing it intentionally or not, but I feel like what she's doing here is she's basically telling people depression is not an excuse, anxiety is not an excuse. You need to show up every day. Now, is she saying it like that? No. But by her saying, I was gone for 3 years and if I let the depression win, or however she worded that, by her saying that, it's making it sound like the people that are on this call with them, on this Zoom with them, that are struggling with depression or anxiety or any other mental health challenges, that's not an excuse. And I think that's disgusting.
Let all of that take me down, or I could realize that the most beautiful thing about this business is we're not in it alone. Christina literally reached out and was like, hey, I got you. Like, I'm here. Like, we have team members to support us. I got so many messages yesterday after the call, like, hey, love you. You're good. And to have that strength and that courage to be able to come back, like, that's the most powerful thing we have in this business. Next to ketones. And that's the other thing, right? Is like, I've had to really look inside and go, and this is something I want you to think about. You're one person away. You're not too old.
You're one person away. She didn't even finish what they normally say. You're one person away from completely changing your business. And what they're saying is you're one person away from that person being a doorway. And that is a term that Eric Worre has used a lot, a phrase that he's used a lot, meaning when you recruit somebody, because of the high turnover rate of people in multi-level marketing and how people typically leave, and it's a large number of people. What she is saying here, I just totally lost my train of thought. Oh my God. Anyways, I'm going to rewind it so I can get my thoughts together. Give me just a second.
The world who had to pivot and stop.
Oh, the doorway. There it is. Sorry, guys. So Eric Worre talks about this a lot. It's the phrase "some will, some won't, so what?" And some are joining, some are staying for a little bit, and some are leaving, essentially. And so when you sign somebody up and you treat them kind of like a doorway, you are trying to tap into their network, the people that they know. And I think that's essentially what she's saying here, which I find really interesting, but she didn't finish the sentence. So you're one person away from having a completely different business. You're one person away from them joining and recruiting a bunch of people. And that's why I think a lot of them look for people that have large followings, especially on TikTok. There was this like recruiting rampage within Pruvit. And that was all done allegedly under Michael Rutherford. So it's interesting. I just wonder if Michael Rutherford's position in Pruvit was moved under Brian Underwood, because allegedly, again, not stating this as a fact, allegedly Brian Underwood has a distributor position within Pruvit. So he's the CEO and he's probably getting CEO pay. In addition to, he also has allegedly a position as a distributor that he's getting paid off of people that he moves. I'm going to say allegedly again, and that the leader leaves and he manipulates people in his downline. Tell me how ethical that is if that is 100% factual. I would love to know if that's factual, but yikes.
And slow down and listen to their internal system. And my internal system says, hey, you can do this no matter what. Like, you can keep going. And so that's what I want to share with you is like, if you let something stop you, your own internal stuff, if you let that stop you, then you're done, right? It's over. If you let
what does that mean? What do you mean by that? If you let the internal stuff control you, then you're done. What are you implying? I think that is something that needs to be a little bit more specific. If somebody is struggling with depression and anxiety, and you're like, if you let it overcome you, I just think that whole segment of what she just said is absolutely disgusting, because that could really trigger people and it's gross. And at the end of the day, I really feel like she's just trying to manipulate these people so that they go back to work. Listen, and whether it's on purpose or not, what she's saying is going to create, in my opinion, people that are like, well, anxiety and depression and any other mental health challenge that I'm having is not an excuse to not show up. And you have to look at the underlying intentions behind it. This person is at the top of the pyramid. So if these people continue to order, if by chance they get a customer, this person gets paid. And she's sitting up here saying, well, if you let these things take over, Kendra, you did for 3 years. And I wonder if the reason that you were nervous about the call that you were on the other day is because people know that you disappeared for 3 years. I thought it was 2. All of a sudden, you're just going to show up and say, okay, I'm here. I'm ready to work again. Yikes.
Somebody else says outside of you stop you, then it's done, then it's over. If you depend on other people outside of you, right, to fill you up, like, then you're done, then it's over. It has to come from inside. And that's something that it's awesome to be sitting here right now, because I know that it's still in me. I'm like so proud of myself, and I'm so proud of everyone who got on this call tonight, because it's not easy. It's not. Like, there are times where it looks easy, and I'm sure there are times like I'll just
It looks easy because that's how you guys present it on social media. Like, everybody's going to make money. Like, it's so simple. The products sell themselves. Is she saying that right here? No, but that's the way that these people post is they make it sound like everything is so easy. It's not. It's not.
I'm just gonna just total transparency here. Like, there have been times where I've went back through, my old social media, and I'm like, that girl is amazing. Like, this girl, like, wow. And I'm like, oh my gosh, but I'm her. Yes, I'm damaged. Yes, I've been through some darkness that I can't even talk about, and I can't even express. And it's created places in me that are hurt and that are broken. And now I know that there are other people out there who have been hurt and who have been broken and who need community and need something to believe in and need a vision.
Ah, Kendra. I think that it's really alarming that you are talking about community, and you are talking about being broken, and you are talking about just, from what it sounds like, mental health struggles. And do I want to say this? How do I say this? Hold, please. It has been alleged to me that there is an inner circle of people close to Brian Underwood that attend private parties at his home where adult behavior occurs within a group. Allegedly, of course, I'm not stating that as a fact. And it has also been alleged to me that Kendra was a part of that. It's also been alleged to me that one of the ways that you are, in a sense, rewarded for participating. Oh my God, Katie. And I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable, just to be clear. Okay. But I feel like this needs to get out there. One of the ways that you allegedly are rewarded by Brian Underwood is you are given a Gucci belt. So the fact that she's talking about community, the fact that at one point I was invited to Brian Underwood's house by her, and then all the things that I have learned since then about how things are behind the curtain, if you will, I think is really alarming. It has been alleged to me. And is there going to be a lot of protective language in this video? Yes, absolutely. And there will be more for obvious reasons. But it's been alleged to me that she is like, I'm not saying, how do I word this? Hold on. Hold on. Everything that I'm about to say is alleged, but it has been Oh God, this is so uncomfortable saying this. Ugh. But I feel like people need to know that if you were manipulated by the misuse of power to do things that you didn't want to do, that you are not alone. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But it's been alleged to me that this person is similar to Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, do I know that to be true? No, but that's what I'm being told. I would love to know the truth behind that.
and need something to go for in their life. And so that's pushing me out of my comfort zone ever so slowly to be like, hey, you have a reason to be here. And also, I have my son watching me. Like, raise your hand again if you have kids, any kids at all, not even over anything. Like, that's always been my why, and it still is like, he's watching me. And it's not anything I ever say to him. Like, I mean, when he falls asleep at night, I will literally, like, since he was a little kid, I've been like programming his subconscious, like in that place between like sleep and awake, you know, and just like pouring into him, like telling him like, you are amazing, you are smart, you are kind, you are brilliant, you know, all those things. And it's like, that was great for like the subconscious, right? But now he's not really listening to what I say. I mean, he does listen, obviously, but right, but he's watching what I do. And so to see me fall from grace, to see me go through some really difficult things, if I give up now, what does that tell him for his future? Because I'll be honest with you, we've been through some stuff together. And all I can say is that what I'm modeling to him is love for myself, forgiveness for those who I perceived had wronged us, right? Like, there's so much that had to come to the light in myself, where I was blaming others. Like, you can find, and this is, you know, I've seen on social media, you can blame the business, you can blame your upline, you can blame, like, that will follow you. It will
Also, this is supposed to be a business training, and now we're giving parenting advice. That's weird.
follow you from if it's in this business or another business, or it will follow you until you recognize, like, no one's to blame. There's no shame in quitting. There's no shame in stopping and starting.
There's no shame in quitting, but you will be shamed if you quit. Prove it. And this is all coming from Kendra, who was gone for whatever reason for 3 years, according to her, and now here she is telling people not to quit. It's ironic. It's ironic.
Again, there's no shame in messing up. Like, the amount of times I've went live and then been like, nope, forget it, right? Like, and it's okay. Like, I think that's, if I could share from my heart with you, really, is that's where I'm at. Is I'm like, I don't feel as powerful as I used to feel. I don't feel as confident. But what I know is that if I keep building that muscle every single day and keep showing up, like, today was a really big step, right? And that just, I mean, I'm human. I feel things, you know, and I'm looking forward to what we can build, and just and steady, right? At a steady, sustainable pace where we can pour into people and share this technology with them all over the world. I forget, I heard like a statistic the other day, and I can't remember what it was, but it's just like the amount of people who've actually, like, if you go out into the world, right, and you ask people like, hey, do you know what ketones are? Like,
Yep, Natalie did leave for quite some, well, I think a year or so. So there's another person. Why are these people that are a part of the inner circle and are close to Brian Underwood, why are they all of a sudden disappearing? That seems a little sketch to me.
I dare you to try it, because people are like, what? Like, Camden and I were at Cedar Point, which is a roller coaster theme park, like close to our house, a couple hours from our house, a couple months ago, and we ended up meeting.
Hi, babe. No, can you turn my ring light for me? Can you turn it down? It's very bright. Do you like my costume? A little bit more. No, I'm sorry, up a little bit more. That is very, no, that's too much. A little bit more. Okay, right there. Okay, now it's not trying to burn my retina. Thanks, babe.
Up with this
Wild
not
live
meeting up. We
stream.
actually met them, which was a lot for my introverted self to like. Camden was playing with a little girl in the pool and her dad ended up being there. Anyway, we ended up going to the park together and getting on the topic of like, hey, what do you do? What do you do? He ended up being like, wait, what are you drinking? I was literally just shaking up my ketones. Now, mind you, I had not shared ketones with anyone in a long time. Okay. I've taken
But were you collecting the check?
a substantial break. And by the way, I want to share this with you too. When you step away from your business and you stop showing up and you tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to do it, not today, maybe tomorrow, the next day, tell you that time really does start to compound. So I give you guys a lot of props for showing up because that time also it's investments in the other direction, right? So like, don't let yourself get taken on that ride of like, oh, I'm just going to take a little break. I'm just going to stop for a little while. Like whatever one small thing you can do every single day, like that will add up over time. There was a time where all I ever did was just post on social media every single day. So, and anyway, so shook up ketones at Cedar Point, and this guy was like, what is that? And I was like, oh, this? Like, no, mind you, I've built a multi-million-dollar business and I still get in my head.
Is that sales or your income? Because I bet it's sales.
To think about that. Like there are, I think, over 10 millionaires that we've built like in just our organization alone, right? Not to mention paid out hundreds of millions of dollars in commissions, like, and had billions of dollars in sales, right? Like, and that's coming. And I've been with the company for a long time. And there are times that even I was like, wait, what? You want to hear about my ketones, right? Like we can all experience that at any point in our business where you're a brand new person or you've literally had all the accolades, and it just comes from, all it is a muscle over time that you build. That's all it is. And so I encourage you to just step out of your comfort zone. The worst thing someone can tell you is no. The worst thing they tell you is you're crazy. Oh, you're involved in one of those things. Oh, this, oh, that. And they only say that.
Oh, wait, let me let her finish here.
Stuff until they see you having success. And so
no, that's not true. That's not true at all. Also, define success, because your income disclosure statement does not really back that up. And I think it's kind of alarming.
they say, and success looks different for so many people. Right now, success for me today is getting on this call and showing up. Success for me 3 years.
But you've been collecting the check, I bet. Again, I don't know that to be true, but maybe I should just say the question I have is, were you collecting that check that from your team within Pruvit the last 3 years?
Years ago was, you know, moving into a lake house and investing. Right now, success for me today is moving into a much smaller place, because so I can live way below my means and completely redo my whole financial structure. Because success for me back then was, oh my gosh, red bottom shoes. It was brand new, right? And I grew up with nothing. I grew up in complete poverty, getting, you know, food from the church pantry, and, you know.
What does that have to do with any of this? You're just trying to emotionally manipulate the audience now, because I guarantee you there are people on this Zoom that are like, wait a second, I remember the place that she moved into with her ex. I remember what all of that looked like. I remember the things that she was buying. I remember all the Louis Vuitton stuff that she was like, people remember that more than likely. And here she is showing up 3 years later and is like, oh, here I am. I'm deciding that I'm going to work again. And I just, do people have questions? Are they asking questions? I just find this so interesting.
Not wanting to ask my parents for anything. So as that person, I was like, Flex City, like I had, you know, multiple places and all this stuff. And I have taken everything down to way below our means, because now success for me now looks like peace. Success for me now, yeah. I mean, it
well, and you also have one income instead of two, I bet, because you're no longer with your ex. So I'm sure that has a lot to do with it, right?
It happens, and it happens in our industry a lot, right? Like I didn't have a stable foundation, even emotionally, to be able to handle, you know, the quick success. So it's right, exactly.
Is that supposed to be like an apology? Is that what that is? She's trying to basically apologize to people in a way without actually apologizing. That's weird. If you made a mistake, you should just apologize. But that's just me. So I don't understand what she's doing here. I wasn't equipped emotionally to, be making the amount of money that I was. This is a business training. It's supposed to be. Ma'am, what are you doing?
Exactly. And I'm okay now with saying like it's not about flashing or flexing or whatever. Like I think even just from a world perspective right now, people are looking for people who are real and authentic. And I can tell you that the thing that drove
People are looking, yes, I do agree. People are looking for people that are authentic. I want to add to it that people are also looking for real individuals that don't have some kind of a hidden agenda. And I don't care what this person says or anybody else in a multi-level marketing company. The only reason that they are trying to get to know you, that they are following you, they are interacting with your posts or whatever, that they sent you a friend request on Facebook is because the underlying intent is to sell you or to recruit you into the multi-level marketing company. It is not authentic. It is deceptive. And whether they admit it or not, we know that they are only interacting because they want you to either buy the MLM product or they want to recruit you. Most of those companies, if not all of them, you're going to make more money off of recruiting somebody. So I don't care what anybody says. You cannot be authentic if the underlying theme is to recruit somebody into a multi-level marketing company where 99.7% of people lose money or don't make any, according to the FTC. That's just dirty.
my business the most, and Brian, James and I were talking about this a little bit ago. It's like when I went live and I shared from my heart and I just poured it out there like, hey, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life and I'm
Everybody
still
has.
showing up. And I forget that there are so many people out there that can relate more to failure and relate more to messing up than they could ever relate to some big crazy success. And so your story is it's the fuel. And so you can take that with anything in your life, right? Anything. And the beautiful thing about it is it's cathartic to your heart too, to share those things. And when people are like, oh my gosh, me too. Oh my gosh, me too. Right. Like, and so
Yikes.
there's been a lot of
Thanks, DC.
feelings of stress and fear. And I know a lot of people in the world are feeling that right now. And a lot of people are looking around, like needing to do something extra, wanting to do something extra, wanting to feel safe. And
I'm sorry. You think joining Pruvit is safe? Refer back to my comments that I mentioned about her allegedly being similar to Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah. Safe? Kendra, are you for real? Unbelievable.
so I think our kind of role in the world at this time is to create a place where people can feel safe. And
Oh my
safety to
God.
me equals trust and authenticity. And I believe in
Trust and authenticity. I just wonder my husband and I have talked about this a lot. I just wonder what might have happened if when I was in Louisville for LCD, Leadership Coaching Dynamics, the rank 6 and above training that Pruvit does for their leaders, which is garbage, in my opinion. I just wonder what would have happened if I had accepted the invitation to stay an extra day at Brian's house from her. It makes me sick to my stomach to think of what might have happened because of the stories that people have shared with me that have happened to them or somebody they know or things like that. I can't even imagine. And for Kendra to sit up here and talk about how it's safe and it's a community and it's built on trust and authenticity. Are you for real, Kendra? Like you're really saying this with your whole chest? Absolutely unbelievable.
what we have here. I believe in what we have here. I believe I've seen, this is something that really stayed with me throughout this whole journey was, and I say this not to, there are a ton of great opportunities out there. I know that there are. What really gave me the like, oh my gosh, this is real and we can do this. Our customer base, right? People drinking ketones.
I'm going to stop her right there. Kendra, your customer base, this statistic that you're about to regurgitate that probably came from the inner circle chat or whatever, does that include the ghost accounts that are actually distributors paying for the product, but it looks like customers? Is that included in that?
Consistently, never having promoted, not wanting to build a business, just continually drinking ketones. Like I'll
Uh-huh. Right.
be
Okay.
straight up with you. I have not recruited a business partner in a very long time.
Uh-huh.
My monthly residual incomes from not working my business for years are insane. I don't want to say insane. That's not the right vocabulary. I need better vocabulary. They're incredible. Like,
Uh-huh. And how much of your monthly income that you were collecting allegedly over the last 3 years was from your customers drinking ketones and from your team that's working that you disappeared on? Because I bet that about 95% of your income that you were collecting over the last 3 years was from your team. And I bet about 5% of your income was from drinking ketones. Do I know that to be true? No, it's just an estimate. It's a prediction, if you will. But go ahead, Kendra, go ahead and message me and let me know in my inbox because I would love to know that. Because if you have a large team, and according to Christina at the beginning of this call that was edifying you, weird, you have the most leaders or you have the biggest team and nobody else in Pruvit has it. So that tells me that many of those promoters are probably ordering their monthly smart ships, and they're probably ordering in addition to that under auto ships under their spouses or their dogs or pets in general or their kids' names. And so I would love to know that. How much of your income is from you actually selling ketones to legit customers and how much is from your team?
and that is the structure of the business that we get to have.
Right.
80% customer base.
Oh, she's muted. She'll recover here in a few. How many of the company, while she's still continuing to do her thing, it's not on your end, it's on the video.
Oh,
She was muted. But how many of she's thrown this statistic around. My question is, how many people in Pruvit actually have that? And have the luxury, if you will, I don't even know if that's the right word that I want to use for that, of having a large team and getting a ton of income off of their team or having one of the biggest teams. The majority of people in Pruvit are not going to experience that.
That people come in and they start drinking ketones, and ketones, I believe, are something that will be in every household at some point, all over the world. Like I genuinely believe that, because we live in a world where people are they want to feel better, and
I mean, you can believe that, but I don't think that's true. Maybe that's, something you can put on your vision board, Kendra, but I don't think ketones are going to be a household name. Oh my God.
ketones are still a technology that, a lot of people, the majority of the planet, still don't know about. So having an opportunity.
Cite your sources. Or, I mean, are these just your opinions? Because we get that. We get that kind of language around here.
To be a promoter and to build a business like that and I'll tell you, I've had promoters who, work the business for a while, a couple years, whatever, and they're still ordering the product every month. They still drink ketones, right? For the time that I took off, like, even I'm not going live, I'm not posting on Facebook, I'm still drinking my ketones every day, and
of course. And you're probably still collecting that check off of your team and the customers that you ghosted on. But, go off about how, hey, I was drinking my ketones every day. Cool.
So I'm really encouraged by that. And I'm really encouraged, that we have strong leadership. I've been following Brian Underwood, from day one, like his level of belief and his level of like, it doesn't matter how hard it gets. Like, we band together and we got this. Like,
that's unfortunate.
And so in just industry wide right now, there's a lot of kind of like it's just kind of a quiet time in the industry, right? It just is. And so
Is it quiet, or is there a plethora of anti-MLM content that people can consume on multiple platforms so that they don't join multi-level marketing companies? Is it quiet because the industry, they refer to MLM as an industry. Is it quiet because the MLM industry, if you will, is dying? Is that why it's quiet?
we have an opportunity to step up and do things differently and not, flash this or flash that. I think that the landscape of our industry is changing significantly. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to sharing from my heart and helping people. One of the things that has also stuck with me is help other people get what they want, help as many people get what they want, right?
Ah, yes. A butchered Zig Ziglar quote. In order to get what you want, you have to help as many people get what they want, or some version of that. That's a Zig Ziglar quote. So now we're speaking in Pinterest quotes. Keep it up, Kendra. I love this.
Right. And so just looking for that next person, asking the right questions, and finding out what it is that they want. And then if this is right for getting them that thing, then that's awesome. Then plug in with them and go to work. And if it's not, okay, then you just talk to the next person, right? So my action step would be sit down and generate 5 questions that you would ask people, like genuine questions, not, people.
Let's come up with 5 questions that you can ask somebody that's trying to recruit you in multi-level marketing. I'll start, and you guys can put them in the comments if you want. If you want to participate, that would be cool. And if not, that's okay too. Number 1, can I see the income disclosure statement? And where are you at on this chart? If they have one. So that's like, we'll do that's question 1 and 2. Let me see the income disclosure statement. Where do you lie in this chart? And you can line up the income and go from there. But if you guys want to add, I think this would be really cool if you guys want to. I think it'd be a really cool resource to be able to drop in the comments questions that people can ask some of these distributors that are trying to recruit them, so that they are equipped to have these conversations rather than just taking that person's word for it. Show me in the income disclosure statement. Okay, according to this, you said that you're this rank. So on average, you're making this, or the median income based on that rank is this. Is that how much you're making? Oh, it's not? Okay, so what are you making? You're trying to recruit me, but what are you making? Because this chart is showing, oh, well, I'm making a lot more than that. Okay, how much? Because this isn't what the back office in your company is showing. So if you want, drop questions. So people that if they happen to be watching this and are in a multi-level marketing company, or if you guys are somebody that you're watching, but you have somebody that's trying to recruit you into a company, because I know that there are people that watch my content specifically because you guys tell me. And if that's you, look at some of these questions and you can equip yourself for those conversations, I hope.
People don't want to, hey girl, do you want to see my business opportunity? Hey girl, have you tried ketos? Like they don't want that, right? But
It doesn't work anymore.
People do want is to have someone genuinely interested in them. And that's, I think, the power that we have as far as connection and social and stuff like that goes. And yeah, so.
These are great questions, you guys.
I love what you said, and I agree with you. I feel like right now you guys, and I study economics a lot because I love being a good steward of my finances.
You study economics a lot, and you're in a multi-level marketing company. Sorry. Oh, that's a soundbite right there. Yeah.
I think this is just network marketing in general is an amazing opportunity to create generational wealth. And this is a little plug for next week when I interview Tiana when we're in Mexico about that, because she's really capitalized on this incredibly well. But I think that, right now we're all going through as a world an interesting time that we have not experienced before, right?
Now she's going to use fear mongering to justify being a part of Pruvit. Ridiculous.
So if we choose not to live in fear and we choose to live from limitless possibilities and childlike curiosity, this is the best time since the 1940s to truly create generational wealth, which means that there's a lot of opportunity there.
Cite your sources, Christina. Where did you read that or hear that?
To step into, when everyone's trying to do less and trying to just kind of ride the wave, this is an amazing time for you to step into and
I'm sorry. That's rich. Says somebody that is in some of the top ranks within Pruvit, talking about riding the wave. God. They always say the quiet parts out loud. Every time.
take risks and take chances to create generational wealth. So, as they say, wealth is truly created in the recession and in depression markets. So if you choose to look at the opportunities that you have, which is being paired with a company that has an amazing product, and I do believe what Kendra said, just like being in every household, like how protein powders are right now, and like every I'm sure most people have, if you work out, if you have a gym membership, or if you are somewhat athletic, you probably have some kind of protein powder in your home, right? Like that's going to be the future of ketones, you guys, because it's an
What? Christina, stop it. This is getting embarrassing. This is getting embarrassing because your protones, and I think I talked about this in the last live stream. I think they have like 6 grams of protein in them. The future of ketones, unless they're coming out with a protein powder, which, wow, how profound, prove it. God.
incredible micronutrient, and allows people to have the flexibility to have the benefits of a ketogenic diet and lifestyle without doing the ketogenic diet and lifestyle.
No.
It's incredible, right? So I am there with you with that vision. I wanted to ask you, because you did mention on like creating a safe space and having authentic conversations, because no one wants to be like, hey girl, you would be an amazing model for this product, and blah, like we've all had.
Yet you guys do. And when I say you guys, I don't necessarily mean these guys. I mean, people in MLM still send those messages. I could do a whole video just reading, hey girl messages. It's ridiculous.
That hey girl copy pasta thing. When you were building this thing, I know that you were very specific about who you reached out to and the kind of way that you approached them. Could you like give us a little?
Yeah, I wonder if that's because, and I don't know this to be true, it's just a theory that I have. I don't know if Kendra came from another company, if she was a part of another MLM company prior to that, but it makes me wonder if the reason that she was specific about who she reached out to was because of the policies and procedures and the contract that people sign when they join a multi-level marketing company that say that you can only bring the people that you personally recruited into the next company. That's the whole basis of the cross-recruiting conversation. So it makes me wonder. And again, I don't know. I don't remember. So if you guys know if Kendra was a part of a different multi-level marketing company prior to Pruvit, feel free to drop that if you feel comfortable in the chat.
Little glimpse of like how did you pick the people you picked, and how did you have the conversations with them? Because like I said in the beginning, you inspired them with this vision because you were like on fire for this vision. And then you built their level of belief insanely high. So they led themselves to create accomplishments, like insane.
I looked for people that like I literally looked at my Facebook.
This is where she's going to tell us how she targeted people. So brace yourselves.
I wasn't really on Instagram then, and I'm not really sure how I feel about like Instagram, like for like building business and stuff like that. But I looked at people's profiles that I thought looked like a lot of fun, and people that I would like really get along with, and people I would have a lot of fun with. And I literally just wrote them on my vision board. And then
I'm sorry. So Tara, what I'm hearing you say is I was correct. Yeah. So I can say, this is what Tara said, I can say, yes, she did come from another company. So she probably had to be careful who she had this ketone conversation with. She probably could only reach out to certain people unless she wanted to get sued for cross-recruiting. So this all makes a ton of sense. Also, let's not forget that she just said she puts people on her vision board that she finds on Facebook or other social media platforms that she wants to work for her. But she's going to say work with her. Oh, God. Imagine thinking that putting people on a vision board is normal behavior, is okay behavior. That is weird.
I would just engage with their content. Like it was up to them whether or not, right, they wanted to come and do what I was doing, or, like reach out to me in that way. That's what I did. Like I just created relationships, and that's what we get to do. And then it was wild. It was just like, oh my gosh, you're creating all these relationships and now people want to play. And one of the things that, I'll be honest with you, if you're not having fun in your business, and I'm not having fun right now because there's a lot of life stuff, right? There's a lot of
So why are you shaking your head? Why are you on this call? You're trying to tell people if you're not having fun in your business, and I just wonder if she was getting ready to say you're in the wrong business or something along those lines. I don't think she would say that on like a team training call. But if you're not having fun in your business, and then she's like, by the way, I'm not having fun. I'm not having fun right now. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. What's the point of you bringing that up, Kendra? I feel like she is just really having a hard time with being judged for being gone for 3 years, according to her, and now all of a sudden, "I'm back. I'm on the call. I'm gonna do the training," and people are like, "Wait, where have you been for 3 years?" I hope people are having the hard conversations with her. I hope people are not just saying, "Oh, okay, she's back." I hope people are having the difficult conversations like, "Hey, I trusted you. I trusted you. When I joined, you said that you were gonna help, and all of a sudden you were just gone, and now we're all just supposed to accept the fact that you're back? That's weird." I hope people are having those difficult conversations with her because she was more than likely collecting that check off of them all these years and not helping them, and she probably told them when she was recruiting them, "Hey, I'm gonna be here every step of the way. I'm gonna help you with whatever you need." And poof, she was gone.
things going on in my life that are stressful, that are, so in
Yes.
working on moving those things out of the way, and like I said, like structuring things in a different way. Exactly. So looking to like have fun again and reconnect to that point, that part in myself, because the whole reason I started this was because I didn't want to be a stressed out, burnt out, sad mom who was like blah blah blah, and so I've had to check myself quite a bit, and this already right here is helping so much. Like it's helping so much to, because this is fun. Like I like doing this.
This is fun, but you just said that you weren't having fun? I don't understand what's happening here. Remember when she said, "If you're not having fun in your business," and she's like, "I'm not having fun right now because of life stuff," and she's like, "Oh, but this is fun right now." Kendra, come on.
I like connecting with you guys. I like being here. And I like being a part of something that's bigger than just myself, because I'll tell you, there are people, right? And I know this to be true because we're not alone, right? Like we're all here right now together. There are people alone in their houses, watching television, doing nothing, hoping for something to believe in, hoping for a vision, hoping for people to go for it with, looking for something.
And first of all, let them watch TV if they want to. Leave people alone. The fact that you are trying to get people on your team that are on this Zoom to say, "Hey, there's people at home that are waiting for me." You're just trying to manipulate people into working so that your paycheck increases. That's, I feel like, what this is about. Leave people alone. Prove it is not how you're going to make money. Ask for the income disclosure statement. If you're somebody that happen to be watching this video because somebody's trying to recruit you into Pruvit, go through the comments, go through the live chat replay, pull some of those questions, ask those questions. Because I bet what'll happen is if you ask some of those questions, they're going to block you. Because, oh, an income disclosure statement. Oh no, this person watches anti-MLM content. This person doesn't need to be on my vision board. Come on.
And so if you show up, right, your results will match your level of belief. But
Brian did the same thing for Natalie. She was gone all of a sudden, and she was somebody that would host. I know you know this, Tara, but other people. She would host. She would be the speaker, the MC at these events, and all of a sudden she was just gone. And then it was like this whole. emotional, bring her back to the stage kind of thing. And it was never addressed. And everybody was just supposed to take Brian Underwood's word for it, which, by the way, do not take Brian Underwood's word for it. That's just my opinion. But yikes.
Level of belief is not fixed. It's not fixed. It's gonna change, and you can change it. I've been super plugged into all the dispensa work lately.
Oh my
and
God.
Our personalities and our energy and all those kind of things can shift and change. So you are not locked in. So if you've been here 2 years, 3 years, whatever, and you're like, I'm not seeing the kind of results that I want.
This is weird because you can see my hair behind it. Listen. Anyways, we're just gonna keep
Want to see. The first place you want to go is inside, right? And figure out what your level of belief is, and then work on changing that. Meditate, spend time with yourself, figure out what has to align in you, right? It's like the three-legged table, right? It's like belief in yourself, belief in the product, belief in the company. I have so much belief in our company. I have so much belief in our product, and the belief in myself just after going through life stuff, right? And
it's really weird hearing people say in Pruvit that they believe in the company, they believe in the product. It in my head, I think, granted, not all of I didn't test all of the products, thanks to many of you guys and the movement. But in case you happen to be brand new, I did a live stream with Katie, and we got the results from the heavy metal testing on 3 different Pruvit products. And so when I hear people talking about the belief in the company, the belief in the products, I'm like, oh, believing in heavy metals. Yeah, that's how I feel. Again, am I saying that all Pruvit products have heavy metals in any amount in them? No. But I do know that 3 of them do. I do know that they've known about it since 2017. I do know that they are aware, also going back to, I believe, 2017. I'll have to look at the Behind MLM article, that they've been aware of all of this for a very long time.
it has been like, and so that is the best part about knowing that, though, is knowing that that's where my work is. Like, that's where my work is building that belief in myself. So once you get clear on that, it's easy to kind of figure out to navigate your business. If your belief in the company is low and you're like, man, I just don't know, go to an event.
Oh God. You're starting to question whether you should be a part of Pruvit or not, if you should continue to be a part of Pruvit or not. Get to an event. Why? Because they are going to use every single cult tactic that a high control group is going to use. They're going to restrict food. They are going to restrict sleep. You're going to be encouraged to drink a lot of ketones. You are going to not have an agenda. Whereas every other event that you attend, any other professional event that you attend, there's typically a schedule. There's typically meal breaks. There's typically, hey, we're going to end at this time, so you can, plan accordingly. In Pruvit, and I know this to be true because I have seen it and experienced it, you were told the event will end when the outcome is met. What's the outcome? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Only Brian Underwood knows. Yeah. And maybe Dustin Schaefer. I'm sure Michael Rutherford used to know. Nick Martinez probably knows. Like, a very small collection of people even know what the outcome is. But he'll say this on stage, we're going to be done when the outcome is met. What's the outcome? Oh, nobody knows? Cool. So we're just going to be here until 1 a.m. It's, in my opinion, intentional. I think that this is very much a cult tactic, a high control group tactic, when you are withholding food and sleep, and you're controlling people's time and their behavior. You're jumping around. It's absolutely insane. Oh,
see what it feels like. See if the energy is there for you. See how you leave feeling. If your belief in the product is low, sure, it's a time. Go mix up some ketones and
what?
you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the easiest part for us, is because we get to see and feel and experience the results. But it's easy when you're by yourself for an extended period of time in your house and not around people and not in the community, to let yourself sink back into old patterns and old beliefs. And that's something that in the beginning of the journey,
I feel like when they say it's easy, I don't remember how she worded it, but basically talking about old patterns, old bad habits, those types of things. I feel like those are thought-stopping cliches in a sense. What I mean by that is they say those things because if you are questioning, if you are not working, if you are not doing what you need to, according to them on social media, attending the Zooms, attending the events, those are all behaviors showing that you don't believe in the company enough. And so I feel like in a sense, they're like a thought-stopping cliche where somebody goes, "You know what? I didn't get on the Zoom last week. Maybe that's why I'm feeling this way." No, you're feeling that way because you are seeing red flags. You are seeing cult tactics more than likely, and you should question that. 100% you should question that.
You asked me about that in the beginning of the call. In the beginning of the journey, I kept putting myself in
See?
environments where I could grow. I kept putting myself in environments where I could grow. And that was being, around, I'll never forget, the first time we sat on a couch in Utah with Brian James. It was just like, there's something here. There's some sort of an electricity here. There's some sort of something here that if I had
An electricity, Kendra, stop. You saw it more than likely as an opportunity to make a ton of money because you were in a previous MLM, and a lot of people at that time, 6.5 years ago or whatever, had not heard of Pruvit. So you said to yourself, "You know what? This is gonna be an opportunity for me to make a lot of money. I'm gonna go all in, but I'm gonna be careful who I present it to." Yeah, okay, whatever. DC says, "Brandy, they change it up every night if their outcome isn't going right." Yeah. Also, when you are a rank 6 or above and you attend these events, there's a meeting before the main event starts, and there's a meeting after every single night. So it's not enough that you're in these events for 12, 14 plus hours, but if you're a circle of champion, rank 6 or above, you also have to be there early and you have to stay late every day. Yeah. Cult tactics.
just sat at my house by myself with ketones, I'm sure it would have been
It is,
something,
yes.
you know what I mean? But it would have never grown into what it has and what it still will. And that was the first leg of the journey, right? And so to go on this, second part
Oh.
of what it's going to look like and to step into the unknown and to take all of that wisdom and knowledge and experience and just see what's going to happen next. I'm looking forward to it.
I love that. And you know what they say, like, I mean, if you've done something, you can totally do it again, right? It's like riding a bike, like it's now embedded in your.
Christina. Oh, man, I feel like we are getting everything in this call. We've had fear-mongering, we have had, this is a use of a fallacy, so she's talking about, if you've done it once, you can do it again. Is she referring to rank? Is she referring to income? What's she referring to? If she's referring to income, I feel like that is so deceptive because many of these companies have, like, a fast start period where the commissions are amplified to get that person excited so that they stick around longer. And once that fast start period stops, their income typically plummets. And so interesting that she's talking about that. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Oh, this is yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I will. Yeah, that's coming. Yeah. We have a lot to talk about with him. And also, what is the other guy's name that made the reboot kit? Oh, I can't think of his name. Hold on. Hold. It's right on the tip of my tongue. He was the one that actually named Pruvit. Oh god. It'll come to me. We'll get there.
DNA, like in your to build this insane organization. And like I said, instill so much vision in the people that you chose to partner with and build their own level of belief in order for them to lead themselves. Like the incredible amount of leaderships and just the layered leadership is not like anything in any team in Pruvit, like period. So I think it's so incredible to be able to, and I think that comes, like you said, from the three-legged stool of
Rob DeBoer. Yeah, Rob DeBoer. He has quite the interesting history if you've ever looked into him. He was sued by the SEC, I believe. Don't quote me on that one because I don't have everything in front of me here, but he's quite interesting. He's, according to Brian, take that as, with a grain of salt. He's the one that came up with the Pruvit name. I believe he was the one that came up with the 60-hour fasting kit. God. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he forced people to stay up all night during events to create more of a military mindset for his team. I'm just gonna say this, having been somebody that was in the military, Brian could never. I'm just gonna say that. He could never. Shout out to all my veterans. Y'all are amazing.
Having an insane belief in the product, insane belief in the company, insane
Yep.
belief in the industry, and just sharing your heart authentically and genuinely. And like you said, putting yourself in environments that you can grow. And I remember you being very coachable, teachable, leadable. If Brian James said, go do this, you're like, all right, I got it. Boom, done. And I think that's another thing too, is like, it's willing to be like totally uncomfortable. And it's just like holding space for the vision, knowing that I'm at the right place, doing the right thing with the right people. And now it's going to get really uncomfortable, but I'm going to have so much fun doing it. Right.
So much fun.
And that's another huge part of it, like getting uncomfortable. Like this was really uncomfortable. Yesterday it was unbearable. Today it's uncomfortable. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, so just remembering that it's like, oh, okay, I didn't die, right? So like you go live, nobody watches, whatever. It's like, just keep doing it. Imagine if you did it for 1,000 days and you got creative
1,000?
and you had fun and you started.
What in the Ray Higdon is happening? Imagine if you did it for 1,000 days. Just because you do a live every day for 1,000 days does not mean you are converting in this glorified sales. I don't even want to call it a job. What? Oh my God. Oh, that's terrible advice, Kendra, and you know it.
Then you're writing, you're looking on Facebook and you're like, I really like that girl. Like she looks like a lot of fun. She would be a blast to work with. So guess
Oh my God, you're targeting people. That is so gross.
what? You write her name on a Post-it note. We're gonna take it all the way back to the Post-it note days. You put it on your vision board wall, right? That you want to work with her. And then you don't move or orchestrate anything, right? Like you just manifest it if you desire to work with someone. And then you build your belief as you go. You build your belief as you go. You build your belief in the company. And then it just kind of all comes together. Like when it starts happening, when you start seeing the results, that's when like the human part of you, or like the little part of you is like, oh my gosh, it's working. Like manifestation is actually working. And it's just a matter of changing your state, changing your energy. And that's
Imagine getting on a business training, what you think is going to be a business training, and they start talking about motivation and inspiration and manifestation and nothing wrong with manifestation. I know everybody has different beliefs and stuff, but what I'm saying is like this is supposed to be a business training. Yeah. Listen, put this person on your vision board, don't do anything, and just watch everything unfold exactly how it's supposed to. That's so gross.
a huge thing. Like yesterday was unbearable. Today it's uncomfortable, right? Like, and right now it's like, hey, this, like you said, like riding a bike, like it's, so.
Yeah. So back to the sticky notes, we had this ritual essentially. And I think the science behind this is that, how BU talks
A ritual. That's an interesting term to be using on a business training.
about RAS. I don't know what it stands for, like
Reticular activating
system.
Right. So essentially, like if you go out and you buy a white Jeep, which Kendra has a really cool lime colored Jeep. I love it. But you go out and buy a white Jeep and suddenly you're like, why does everyone have a white Jeep? They're literally everywhere, right? So it's like you oftentimes see the same car that you're driving and you're like, oh my gosh, this car's everywhere. I know when I got my Tesla, I was like, why does everyone have a white Tesla? Like, wrap on it real quick. But so the RAS is activated by, you could be like adding, this is a call to action, you guys. So we both built this on Facebook, and yes, Instagram is a bit different and now it's like the main social media platform, but I think Facebook is incredible and it's still alive and it still works incredibly well. I know.
What? People are on Facebook because they are sharing pictures with their family, in my opinion, or they're in a multi-level marketing company. Because, I mean, is she trying to say like Facebook is alive and hopping? Because it's not by any means. Oh my God.
I have mentors that have generated over 60+ millions of dollars on Facebook, you guys.
From
So
Keto
Facebook's not broken.
Kitchens?
It's still alive.
From Keto Kitchens in 2018. Cute.
It works effectively. And so I think that, you know, how she said friend shopping, we did this thing where we would go to suggest friends and you'd be like, oh, I could be friends with her. She looks fun. I can have a conversation with her, or I love her, the aesthetic, or I love her hair or her outfits. I can have a genuine conversation with this girl without being like, hey, do you want to be a model for my ketone product?
What? Stop. What? What? Because that doesn't. Do you want to be a model for my ketone product? What? Because that doesn't sound like you're preying on people. That sounds authentic, Christina. How exactly is this how we're gonna model our ketones? I wish I had my gloves on because that would have been really fun. But like, what? It's giving It Works from like 2009. I'm looking for hair and nail models. Side note, you have to buy the product, but I'm not going to tell you that until you respond and say you're interested in your inbox. Christina, are you for real? It all makes sense because I feel like the last time I saw her, she'll mention this in the video, otherwise I wouldn't mention it, that she lives here in Vegas, or she did at the time of this video. And the last time I saw her, I was at my spiritual shop that I love here in town. Yeah, also friend shopping. Oh, and I feel like because I still have my wrapped vehicle. I need to do something about that. By the way, if you know of anybody that can remove a wrap, send them my way, please and thank you. Anyways, I feel like she noticed my vehicle or maybe recognized me a little bit because I have spent some time with her. Yeah, at events and in several airports actually. And she moved a little quickly to her vehicle, which I found interesting. Hmm.
Or hey,
Makes
girl, you'd be
sense.
really good at this business
Mhm.
opportunity. Like, who can you actually build a friendship with, right? And so if you see that,
It's not a friendship though. You're going through suggested friends on Facebook. You're looking at their profile, what they look like, what kind of things they post. I'm sure you're looking at how many friends they have and their following, and you're sending a friend request like, "Hey, we could be friends." Yeah. Um, that's a transactional relationship. Yikes. But go off about being authentic.
you have a lot in common with this person, you're like, wow, I would love to do business with them. Like I would love to travel, you know, to Scotland and Dubai with this person, in Costa Rica, and have these incredible events.
Yeah. Hey, Christina, how many of your team members went to Dubai years ago, in Scotland years ago? How many of your team members were in Mexico? Were you in Mexico? Because that's really interesting that you're trying to meet these new people and you want to be friends with them. And you're saying, this is somebody that I'd like to go to Dubai. When was the last time Pruvit went to Dubai? When was the last time Pruvit went to Scotland? But you're using that as an authentic way to become friends with somebody. Listen, just tell us that you actually don't want to be friends with people. Don't tell us, tell them, hey, listen, I have no intention of being your friend, but I have, I'm a part of Pruvit. And if you're interested, like, here's some information. Maybe just go in hot like that, because what you're trying to do is manipulative. It feels like a bait and switch. It feels like you are not being authentic because you're not being honest about the underlying intention of, wow, this person's profile looks cool. I like what they're posting. Oh, look at that. They have 10,000 followers. That's amazing. Come on, Christina. And you're training your team this? That's embarrassing.
Where we up level and we do things as a community. And I would love to see this person win because of what it can do for their family, the amount of freedoms that they can unlock for their family, especially when you get to know someone and like them and trust them by following them, on social media and interacting with their content, like you just said, and writing their name on a sticky note. It's like you put it up there and it's just, you planted the seed in your subconscious mind, and this person's name is in your space, right? So for me, the way that I declare and I decree, right? And for me, it's like when I know someone's name is on the sticky wall right here, I don't have to go up and read it and stare at it, but I know it's there. Subconsciously, I know it's there.
Wait, so she has people from her suggested friends that she started conversations with on her wall, because she wants to work with them?
And that subconscious thought is going to lead me to be more interactive with them, to comment on their posts, to check up on them, to change, conversations with them. And then when you build that like organic relationship and you truly share like, hey, I have this product that I believe in wholeheartedly.
If it were organic, you wouldn't have a hidden agenda when you were sending the friend request, when they showed up as your suggested friend on Facebook. That's not organic. That's like you kicking the door down, or like a bull in a china shop kind of way to make friends that you wanna recruit.
In this industry, in this company, and I really would love to do life with you and business with you. And this could do so
Ugh,
many incredible things for your family. It can help little Johnny with braces. It can help you, like travel more,
stop.
retire, stay home, and be like a whatever. Like you get to know, like, and trust this person, and you get to visualize what life would be like for them with the amount of freedoms that you're able to experience. Or even if you don't have success yet, financial success in this business, you can pull inspiration from your uplines, your sidelines, people in this team, in this company, in this organization that have been able to generate success, whatever success looks like to you, whether it's fat loss with a product, whether it's an amazing community that supports them, whether it's millions and millions of dollars and accolades and trophies, and whatever success looks like to you, you're able to pull from stories that you hear from our team, from our organization, from our company. And you're able to, pick and choose who you want to befriend and like nurture that relationship with, and truly like imprint your vision and belief that they too can have that. I remember Katie Rollins asking her one of her questions of like, what do you want to do now that you're having success in this business? And she's like, oh man, it'd be really cool to quit this job I hate. I'm like, let's go. So it's like you gotta really like start small, right? But it's like she's been able to do so much more than just quit her job.
She's also a part of Brian's inner circle, so I'm sure there were benefits that Katie Rollins received, in my opinion. Yeah. Also, I feel like the beginning of this rant should have had, like, a title slide that said, "How to Manipulate People 101." I feel like that should have been the title of this little rant, how she was talking about being authentic and all of that. I think that would have been perfect, because that's what she's doing here. She's teaching people how to manipulate other people, so
So I feel like before we tell people of, go live for 1,000 days and this and that, like it's really important for you to sit with yourself and truly ask yourself, like, why here, why now? Because there's a reason you chose this company. There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you show up on these calls, because you have a vision of what success could look like for you, right? And so it's like, I think it's really important to take the action steps of literally writing out your why. I'm a creature of like, even now I have my vision board.
show us the sticky
It's a
notes.
mix.
Let me see this. Oh, let me see the sticky notes. If you are on her wall as a sticky note, you need to block this person, in my opinion.
Tiles right here on the side, and I've been doing
Those
this
sticky
for a
notes.
very, very long time, because people without what the Bible says, without vision people perish, right? You got to know where you're going. Like I said, when you
You're gonna use scripture? Wait. So now we're diving into spiritual manipulation. Isn't that Proverbs 35 something? They always use religion and scripture to manipulate people into doing what they want them to, and the sad part about it is it increases their income. Come on.
get into a car, if you're going on a road trip, you can't just aimlessly drive somewhere. You get into a
Or you
Tesla,
can.
you type in like your destination, it'll tell you where to pull over to charge your car and how long until you get there. And so it's like you got to have a vision of where you're going, right? And it that needs to happen before you take.
DC. Thank you so much for this. DC says, an offering to the villainous altar of the Cruella shoulder smolder fun. Signed, me and Brandy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh my goodness.
The action, because that vision and your why is going to be so evident in the actions that you take and the intention you have behind that. Because, you know, we talked a lot about this when we were getting started. It's
Oh,
like,
my thing fell down.
it doesn't matter if you're going through the motions of packaging up a trial, like, oh, I'm gonna go mail this out. No, be excited. Like, literally see the person on the other end of that conversation, like getting excited to open and rip open that package and like experiencing ketones for the first time. And how did you feel when you experienced them? And, you know, like, what did that allow you to do to be more active with your kids, to, you know, cut out the nonstop eating, or to be more active and hit your fit.
I'm sorry, what? The nonstop eating? So now you're giving diet advice? I thought ketones helped with that. Also, leave people alone and let's not shame people for eating. If you're hungry, eat, period.
Fitness goals, whatever it is, like,
Welcome,
allow yourself to
Amanda. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Appreciate you so much. And there should be a link to the Discord if you would like to join. I'm not doing any shoulder smolder tonight. Sorry, guys. I know. You wouldn't see it anyways because of my costume. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you for joining, Amanda. I appreciate you and welcome.
get excited for the limitless possibilities on the other end of every single trial that you send. Allow yourself to be intentional about like picking and choosing who you want to nurture a relationship with on social media, and allow yourself to build your own belief in the product by collecting stories of other people that have incredible success stories with the product. If you need to build up your level of belief with the industry, then collect stories that have success about having success in this industry of network marketing, right? If you need to build up the belief in this company.
Oh my God, Christina, the only reason that you're telling people to collect stories is because it is highly unlikely, based on the statistics from the Federal Trade Commission and Pruvit's own income disclosure statement, that people are going to have a powerful financial story within Pruvit. Come on, collect stories. Share other people's stories. That just tells us, I feel like, that that person is not having the success that they want you to think that they're having. That's just my opinion, though.
Then collect stories that allow you to build belief in this company. You guys, we all have different stories and we all experience the same thing completely differently. So I think our call to action is
What? We all experience the same thing completely differently.
just find a way
Okay.
to anchor in your why, write it down, like literally whatever that why is, and it'll change you. It'll
That's
change
funny.
so many times, because when I joined, my why was I needed to make $3,000 a month to be able to live on my own, and not have to be like in a toxic situationship that I was in at the time. That was my why. I did not
Well,
know I was going to go on to make millions of dollars and do this full time and be able to relocate to Las Vegas and travel all over the world and truly move
I can't wait to run into her again. Christina, I can't wait to run into you again. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. For me.
into like purpose-driven leadership, right? So I think like write out your why, whatever it is right now. It's the first thing that comes to mind. It doesn't have to be something that you're overthinking. It's whatever your why is now. Is it to have more time freedom? Is it to
Time
have
freedom where?
like more flexibility financially?
Huh?
Is it for the community? Because you might not have anyone in your life who's cheering you on and believes that you can do more and have.
You don't need to join this terrible company, in my opinion, to find community. You don't need to join any MLM to find community. You can find community in all different ways for free. Yeah. I feel like that's what social media is really about, is finding people that you want to know more, that you want to communicate with. It doesn't have to be transactional based. Don't join Pruvit looking for community. The sad part about it is I feel like there's a lot of people that, especially since the pandemic or during the pandemic, were brought in because of that community or the lure of community. Lure? The luring. The luring? I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying. Like, come on.
More and become more. Like, it's crazy to me to hear how many people don't have positive people in their lives. So everyone has a different reason for why they're here, but you know what that reason is. Just take a moment to write that down. And
What are we
when
writing
you
down?
go to take any action, whether it's making a post or going live or packing up a trial or throwing a keto life party.
Oh my God, the keto life parties. Have you guys heard me talk about keto life parties? So I used to do these. here in Vegas at local restaurants. I would tell them ahead of time, like, what it was, and, we were filling restaurants when I was doing this, with the local team, I guess I should say it that way. And basically what you do is it's community, like, that's why you're bringing people in, and you put up a Facebook event and different things like that. And then, you eat or whatever, and then you shake up ketones and people tell their stories. That's basically what a keto life party is. So again, it's another example in full ownership because I participated in this as well. And, it's gross. It's gross. And I apologize to anybody that was, um, at those events that I made uncomfortable in any way, because the theme of that was just to sell people ketones or to recruit them. So, yuck. I apologize.
Please have a moment of silence. We have us use Slavic people do this. We say sit for the road. We literally will pack up our suitcases, go into the living room by the front door and sit down. And you sit for the road. This is like a thing that everyone does.
What?
And you essentially think about the intention and what you're actually going to be doing right now. Like what is the purpose of that post you're making? What's the purpose of the live that you're about to do? What's the purpose of the event you're about to throw? What's the purpose? What's the outcome? What's the end goal?
That's very easy to recruit, right, Christina? To sell some ketones or to recruit. That's the drive behind everything that you do.
Of the trial that you're going to send, right? And you take a moment to set an intention before you take the action, you're going to have completely different results than just going through the motion of just like, oh, I gotta make this post. Okay, I did it, done. I worked for the day. Like truly being consciously present in every decision and like every action of your life, right? I think that's the beauty of like we are all on autopilot all the time. Sometimes we get in the car, we don't know how we got to our destination. It's because our mind's operating at 1,000,000 miles a second and we're not intentionally present. And I think that the beauty about this business is that the more intentional you can be and the more present you can be and the more fun you can have, like that is what translates your heart in conversations. That's how you can get your point across when it comes to your belief in the company and the industry and the product and your true genuine desire to bring someone on your team, not because you need to hit an MVP goal or recruiting roundtable goal, but because you want that person that you've grown to know, like, and trust to experience freedoms in their lives and what this opportunity can do for them, right? It's not about you. It's about you are just the bridge. You are the connector piece and you have the ability to connect someone to an amazing product, an amazing company, an amazing opportunity that can truly change their lives.
Is she for real? Listen, when you recruit somebody into Pruvit, it's not about you, it's about them. It's about you, um, lending out your belief until they believe enough to lead themselves. Like, it's not about you. It's not about hitting MVP or what'd she say, roundtable. That's probably one of the new changes that they've recently made since I got out. That's so interesting. Of course it's about you. You're trying to recruit people because you want cash bonuses or you're trying to rank advance or there's some sort of a promo going. Also, does anybody else think it's weird that allegedly Brian has like all these secret deals with some of the distributors in the company? I wonder how overall, like if the company were to find out, if the distributors were to find out that Brian allegedly has a position in Pruvit where he's getting paid as a distributor, if they found out that there were these special deals that he does with certain people, like, I don't know, depositing $1,000 into Brittany Anderson's wallet like he did, when I was a part of Pruvit. I wonder if they would feel like this is fair and then if I can do it, you can do it kind of thing. Because I think if everybody had that knowledge, if that information was readily available to people in Pruvit, I think that they would start to question and their belief would probably unravel in Brian and his company. Just my opinion. Oh my God, did my mouse die? Hold on, guys. I'm not even going to be able to move this. So we're going to hang out for just a second. This has been a wild live so far. So what do y'all want to ask me a question or two while this thing charges for a second so I can press play on the video? Now Cruella's after the rodents. That's freaking funny. He is so shady and gross in my opinion. I agree. What she should have said, good thing this business makes you not present. Yeah. Yeah. Will spacebar. Nope, it doesn't play it. We're just gonna hang out for just a second. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Oh my God. This has not happened in a very long time. What are the hotkeys for playing the video? Intermission. That's a good idea. Unbelievable. A dance party. That would be fun. Here's what we'll do. If I can get this thing to work. Oh, man. Well, I already tried spacebar. Tab and alt tab. I don't want to press it, but what if it like ends the live stream or something? I definitely don't want that to happen. The hotkeys for play pause should be spacebar, but I guess as the video isn't selected. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah. I can't even put the intermission video on right now. Does Cruella hate those Mises to pieces? That's funny. Yeah. So anyways, this is what happens when the unexpected happens when you're live streaming. We'll come back, don't worry. Love your costume. Thank you so much. Let me ask my IT wife. Let's see. I thought maybe... Hold on. The glove has to come off. Okay. Let's look at StreamYard. StreamYard hotkey to play video. Have you ever really had hair that long before? Yes, I actually have, and my hair is blonde. Well, it's like a darker blonde. And yes, I have had hair this long. It's just been a long time. I think the last time Mia was little, and she's 16 now. So, yeah, we love technical difficulties here. We really do. Okay, hotkeys on StreamYard. Hold, please. It suits you well. Thank you. Erin, what is your eyeshadow palette? I think this is the, what did I use? I think it's the Jaclyn Hill palette that I've had for a while. Yeah, and my eyebrows are eyeshadow from that palette. She says, try Alt Tab until you get to the video. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. What is this doing here? Oh, I see what's happening.
Did you want to close out with anything, Kendra?
Thanks, Brandy's wife.
No, that was awesome. I'm over here. I'm like, yep. No, that's huge. Like, you're forgetting your why and not plugging into that. Like when you're doing it, one of the things that you just said, I guess the thing that I would add to that is like, when you're focused on yourself and you're all in your head, you're in the emotions of survival. And so doubt, fear, worry, all that kind of stuff when you're focused on yourself. When your focus becomes external and you're thinking like, how can I help this person? Like even like doing this call with you right now, Christina, I'm like, because I'm just looking at your face because it's all me. But like I'm like envisioning like all of the
Thanks, Brandy.
possibilities for you and like what that can look like. And it takes, guys, the beautiful thing about this technique is it takes all the pressure off of you. And it's like, okay, now you're dreaming for like, and then you just get to know someone genuinely. Like, I know Christina, I know
What?
the things she wants to do for her mom. I know the places in the world she wants to see. Like, I know the lifestyle and the life she wants to live.
So you can
So it's
manipulate
easy
her.
for me to vision that out for her. It's easy for me to like think about that. And then all of a sudden there's like these little like sparkles in my heart when I think about that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I want that for her genuinely. And so it's easy and it takes all of the pressure, it takes all the fear out. Because then all I'm thinking is like, I'm so grateful to know someone enough to know what it is that they want out of life and to get to do that with them. Like
Oh my God.
how much better could it actually get? So that's what I would encourage you with the call to action, like to add to that is like, if you have one promoter on your team, you have one business partner, one person that you're running with, like ask them what it is that they truly want, like get to know them for real and then visualize it for them, see how that feels in your body, and then do it again. And then do it again, and then do it again, because that's how we build a community of people who are not just for themselves and they're, you know, and that's really easy in this industry, especially to happen. Like
That's manipulation.
Like our egos can just go with like, you know, the
Hey,
the
Karina.
little us's that didn't have it, or they're like, oh, I've made it, I have arrived. Like there's so much more of a connection to my actual heart in doing things in that way. So I would just say, just try that. Like go to just one person in this business, ask them everything that they want, like ask them to tell you their deepest desires, and then spend some time visualizing that, and then see if they'll do the same thing for you. And that's, I believe, how we build true partnership. And so yeah, give it a shot.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Michael Redford
God.
was the one that said it really well. And I'm sure he heard it from someone else and passed it down. He said, if you like move from your head to your heart, truly, because when we're in our head, we're like, MVP is 2,000 points and I need to hit it. It's my third month. It's do or die. Like that's your head telling you what
Yep.
you need to do. You like a person is not just like some volume points, you guys. This is their family. Like, this is, you know, this could be potentially last bit of money that they have, and they're putting all this like hope into this being something that changes their life. Or like you gotta really just like, yes, numbers are great, accolades are great, ranks are great, bonuses are great, but if you truly want to build a massive business like the one that Kendra has, she didn't do it
You have to
by
recruit.
like being motivated by certain ranks or, you know, numbers, whatever. She was very
Right.
much about like wanting the people that she knew to be able to have the wins that they wanted to have. And that was something that was so evident. Your love and your desire to have the people around you win and have what they desired. That is how I truly believe that you were able to build up their vision and their level of belief
Oh my
for them
God.
to step into who God created them to be, as opposed to being a
Stop
diluted
it.
carbon copy of their leader, Kendra, you know? So I think that's why you have an amazing,
Is that a
amazing
dig?
depth of leadership. So if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go
Go
together.
together.
Recruit.
Yes, you guys, thank you so much for
Gross.
taking the time to join us on this call. And Kendra, thank you for being here and showing up. We love you so much for sharing authentically and transparently. And I hope you guys take the time to write out your whys. It's the first thing that comes to mind, I promise you. Don't overthink it. Write it down. And then before you take any kind of action in your business, just
Hey, Michelle, you're not muted. Oh, just restart the video. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Oh, man. The technical difficulties I have had on this. It's all good, though. Appreciate y'all being here.
sharing authentically and transparently. And I hope you guys take the time to write out your whys. It's the first thing that comes to mind, I promise you. Don't overthink it. Write it down. And then before you take any kind of action in your business, just get clear on your intention. Just ask yourself, what's the outcome for this? What is the outcome
It's easy. The outcome is always to recruit people. Come on.
for this? say it out loud or in your head, and then take that action. All right, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time. This recording will be posted in a little bit on our.
Okay, goodbye. We are done. We did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah. Oh man, I appreciate you guys so much for sticking through this. I know this was a little bit longer of a live than I've been doing lately, but I really wanted to cover this in my Cruella costume. It just felt right. Oh, it sounded like a phone vibrating. That's funny. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you so much. And if you have not already liked the stream, if you would, that'd be amazing. If you haven't subscribed, that would be cool. If you wanted to subscribe, that would be awesome. And guys, don't join an MLM. Okay, don't do that. And if somebody's trying to recruit you, use the comment section in the live chat replay to grab some questions that you can ask them, because they don't like that. They do not like that. I hope you guys had a blast. Thank you for all the comments about my Cruella costume. If you're somebody that celebrates Halloween, I hope you guys have a fun time. Tomorrow, everybody be safe, and I will be collecting on the parent tax. The Reese's peanut butter cups. Yes, I will be collecting some tomorrow. Yeah. So anyways, I appreciate you guys. Have a great evening, or whenever you are watching this. Shout out to the live chat, the replay peeps, members, moderators. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. And I will see you on the next live stream.